Most people are unknowingly trading their entire financial future for a piece of shiny metal that sits in a driveway.
Imagine two colleagues, Marcus and Alina, who walk into the same office building every Monday. Marcus steers a polished midnight, blue Audi A6 into the premium stall right by the glass doors.
His monthly commitment is $912 on a tight 4-year contract. He holds a mid-level executive role, earning $96,000 annually.
To Marcus, this vehicle isn't just transport. It is a rolling resume designed to scream success to anyone looking out the lobby window.
Alina, conversely, pulls a silver 2019 Honda Accord into the furthest corner of the lot. She paid $19,000 in full 3 years ago.
There is a tiny scuff on the door handle she ignores because the engine is bulletproof. Alina is the director of logistics and earns $115,000.
While Marcus has a total net worth of $12,000 buried under revolving debt and a tiny savings account, Alina is sitting on a portfolio worth $2 million.
One person projects wealth, the other actually possesses it. The massive chasm between their lives isn't about their salary. It is about a singular, repeated choice regarding what they drive.
Being rich is a bank balance, looking rich is a bill. Research suggests the wealthiest individuals in the country almost exclusively choose vehicles that would bore the average consumer.
They aren't being stingy. They simply view currency through a lens that the middle class has been conditioned to ignore.
Let's look at the hard data. The typical millionaire spends roughly $32,000 on their primary vehicle.
For those with 10 million or more, that figure only rises to about 42,000. Compare that to the national average for a new car today, which has surged past $49,000.
This means the person living paycheck to paycheck is frequently paying more for their commute than the person with 7 figures in the bank.
Statistics show that 60% of households earning over $250 million annually are driving Toyotas, Fords, or Hondas.
Only a minority opt for European luxury. Why? Because a car is a relentless wealth shredder. Unlike a home which might gain value, a vehicle starts hemorrhaging money the second you turn the key.
A new car loses 20% of its utility value in year 1. By year 6, you've likely lost 60% of your initial investment.
Currently, the average monthly payment has hit nearly $800.
Many people are locked into 84-month loans, meaning they stay underwater, owing more than the asset is worth for almost the entire duration of the term.
They are sacrificing their primary engine of wealth for a depreciating seat. Let's break down the math of the Marcus vs. Alina trap.
Marcus leases his Audi for over $900. Over a decade, he will have cycled through 3 leases, spent nearly $100,000, and own exactly 0.
Alina's Honda costs her roughly $350 a month when you amortize the purchase and maintenance over 8 years.
The $500 monthly difference, if Alina invests it at a standard market return of 8%, swells to over $800,000 across a 30-year career.
Your car choice is either a wealth builder or a wealth killer. That is almost $1 million evaporated just to look executive in a parking lot.
Most millionaires aren't lottery winners. 80% are self-made. They built their kingdoms in the gap between what they take home and what they let go of.
Interestingly, teachers and engineers show up on millionaire lists more often than high-earning doctors because they master the big expenses early.
There are 3 core reasons why the car is the ultimate divider. First is the sheer scale. After housing, it is usually your biggest bill. You can skip every latte and cancel every streaming service, but it won't equal the savings of driving a reliable used sedan instead of a luxury SUV.
The big wins happen with big purchases. Second is the duration. A car loan is a multi-year drain on your psychology.
You habituate to the payment, seeing it as a mandatory cost of living rather than a choice. Third is the social mirror.
We use cars to tell stories to strangers who don't actually care about us. Marcus wants the world to think he's winning, but the world is too busy worrying about their own payments to notice.
Marcus spends 15% of his gross pay on his Audi, while Alina spends less than 5% on her Honda.
That 10% gap is the fuel for Alina's early retirement. Thomas Stanley's research highlighted a group called frugal shoppers. These were the wealthiest people in his study.
They weren't wealthy despite their boring cars. They were wealthy because their boring cars allowed them to buy assets instead of ego.
Even titans like Warren Buffett or the founder of IKEA were famous for driving dented or decade-old vehicles.
They saw the car as a tool, not a trophy. The moment a tool becomes a status symbol, it becomes a liability.
I know what you're thinking, but I need something reliable. Let's debunk that.
Data from Consumer Reports consistently places brands like Mazda, Toyota, and Honda at the top of the reliability charts.
A 3-year-old Camry with 40,000 miles isn't a beater, it is a strategic financial instrument.
It has already survived the steepest part of the depreciation cliff. It will last you 15 years if you treat it well.
The idea that you need a $70,000 luxury tank for safety or reliability is a marketing myth sold to you by people who want your interest payments.
Let's look at the 30-year total cost. Person A buys new cars every 6 years, spending nearly $200,000 in capital.
Person B buys used, holds them for 8 years, and spends $60,000. The difference when invested creates a $1 million cushion for person B.
That is why the wealthy drive $30,000 cars. It's not about being cheap. It's about understanding that a dollar invested today is worth $10 in the future.
The car is an identity anchor. In our culture, we equate spending with success. But the irony is that the person looking the most successful is often the closest to financial collapse.
Alina has made peace with being unimpressive. She doesn't need a BMW to validate her worth because her brokerage account provides all the validation she needs.
Marcus is performing a version of a life he hasn't earned yet, and the performance is what's preventing the reality from ever happening.
Every lease check he signs pushes his freedom further into the distance.
If Marcus switched today at 34 and redirected that $900 into a diversified index fund, he could retire with an extra $900,000.
One decision, not a side hustle, not a promotion, just a different set of keys. Alina, who started at 26, already has nearly $400,000 in her car gap fund alone. She will retire a decade earlier than Marcus. While he is still commuting in a leased Mercedes at 65, she will be traveling the world on the interest of the money he spent on leather seats.
This video isn't just about cars, it's about a philosophy of life. It's about whether you want to own your time or own a status symbol.
The car you choose is a physical manifestation of your priorities. Most millionaires didn't have six-figure salaries for most of their careers.
They simply refused to let lifestyle creep steal their compounding years. They understood that the parking lot is a graveyard for wealth.
When you drive something below your means, it changes your brain. You start seeing every dollar as a worker that can go out and earn more money for you.
The big rock moves first, and then the smaller habits fall into place. Don't fall into the age-specific traps.
In your 20s, it's the lifestyle. In your 30s, it's the car. In your 40s, it's the house.
Each decade has a monster waiting to eat your surplus. The car is the most avoidable monster of them all.
Financial literacy is the map that helps you navigate around these traps.
It's the realization that every purchase has two prices, the sticker price and the lost opportunity cost of what that money could have become.
The people driving those modest vehicles aren't missing out on life.
They are buying the ultimate luxury, the ability to walk away from a job they hate, to handle an emergency without panic, and to retire with dignity.
Marcus sees the parking lot. Alina sees the horizon. Which one are you looking at?
If this perspective shifted how you think about your next purchase, make sure to like this video and join us here at Winds of Thought for more deep dives into the mechanics of wealth.
What is the one car you'd drive if you stopped caring what your neighbors thought? Let me know in the comments.
Your future self is either going to thank you or curse you for the keys you hold today. The choice is yours.
Remember, the world forgets your car the moment you drive past, but your bank account keeps the receipts forever.
Don't build an impression at the expense of a life. Choose the path that leads to freedom.